the KW suspension together right here. Now I think this is their more basic kit because it doesn't come with top hats. So I've done the two over here. This is where you remove the top hat and the lower washer with the rubber piece from your factory. Right here, these are the two that I still got to do. So this is obviously the majority of it. You use the nuts that come on the KWs, and of course that little neoprene plastic isolator that stays in there, that stays there. But you can use their nuts, and the factory nuts are just put them back on the shock. But it's a nice little kit. It's kind of an expensive kit. It does come with the tools in a nice case, which is pretty cool. Alright, so the clutch is put together. We just have to put the shifter back. We're going to take that apart and clean it and grease it. Back section is apart. Fuel pump has to go in. That's happening right now. We're doing new brakes, powder coated red calipers, new pads, rotors, the whole thing. I'll show you that when it goes back together. Braided stainless lines, which we're going to attach to here. We've got to make sure the bucket is under here so we drain it, and then attach the new line. Radiator and fans are in. This is the 06 valve cover. It's a brand new Honda valve cover that we are doing, so it's a nice upgrade right there. Of course, refinish the spark plug cover and put our signature stainless bolts. Just one of those extra little touches. I just think it looks nice, and it lets our customers know that we do care. And it's just an extra step that doesn't really cost us anything, but it looks nice. We're obviously gaining some cooler air from that, but allowing the intake to pull from here, which there isn't access to the outside cooler air, it just helps with intake temps quite a bit. Alright, so he supplied the ACT clutch. This is the complete clutch. Now we offer it in the store with a ACT pressure plate and OEM disc, which is quite a bit softer operation. So the disc is a little bit harsher from ACT, and one thing, their bearing, I hate to tell you this, but this is not a Nachi bearing. It's one of the off-brand ones, which kind of sucks because it's going to fail and it's going to ruin the clutch. It's not a Nachi. It's just a fake aftermarket one. If you look closely, you can see those 4 numbers on there. That's a dead giveaway. It's one of the bearings you can buy off eBay for about $9, which sucks. It's going to fail. And it sucks because even the best clutches fall apart when that bearing falls apart. So buy it from us, you're going to get the Nachi bearing. Alright, so this was a project we did for somebody. This elbow is from the Integra Type R. It's designed to go to the factory airbox. He sent us this. We actually made a fixture from it. It goes from the 3.5 down to the size of the throttle body. He wanted something a little prettier, so we kind of put this thing together for him. So we actually made this custom titanium piece. So this is the same dimensions. It basically came off the fixture that we made. It goes from the diameter of the throttle body, flares up. It's got the nice pie cuts. That's going to fit right back on there. And of course that end fits on the factory airbox or the Mugen airbox, which he's going to replace it with. We're going to supply the silicone coupler. Fits the throttle body and coupler on the other end. Alright, so one of the last videos was the S2000. I talked about the locking nuts right here, the black OEM lugs, and we had black lugs that I found at a manufacturer, and he's run out and he doesn't have any more coming in. A lot of people asked about the Honda ones, which are pretty expensive, but we managed to get a bunch of them from Honda and get a little bit better pricing, so we're basically passing the pricing onto you. So we don't have any more of the cheaper sets, but we do have these. We have 5 sets in stock. I got special pricing on these Honda lugs.
I'm going to point something out too. I know people have been asking. This will fit any Honda factory OEM alloy wheel besides an Integra Type R wheel. The Integra Type R is the only one that's a straight, but these will fit any OEM wheel.
So you've got to love that turbo sound right here. something completely different today. So I don't know how many of you guys have seen this AEM intake, the V2 intakes they call them. This is off a customer's car. It didn't fit particularly well and it was in a position where it was drawing the hottest air. Well, have you ever seen this part here and wondered how far that pipe, don't you just love that, goes down there? I remember once at Nopi and I saw the AEM guy and he would tell me this goes so far down here and you'd be amazed. I don't know if you ever heard that thing too.
No, I mean these kind of came out when I was still, you know, a little younger in the game, and I could never afford an AEM intake. I was just curious, when you see it step up, what do they do? It'd be magic.
It is magic. So we're not going to use this. That clamp is on the floor. But this end is already being chopped up. You put a, see that end is all like chewed up. I mean, it's a nice cut too.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really anyway.
It's
so
like, I need that pipe cut. Here, Fido, cut it.
So we're going to cut this apart and kind of have a look. We're just interested to see what it looks like. I mean, you can kind of see a little bit around there.
Can you?
Yeah. Can't get my hand in there, but
like I said, most of the time when you see one of these, it has a bend to where you can't even see.
it stops.
Oh, there's a pipe there.
Well, that bend usually goes around. It stops right there.
Looks like there's a big gap too right there. Like a reversion chamber? Anti-reversion?
So let's cut it right here. We're going to take a look. Let's wander over to our saw real quick and we'll show you.
It almost doesn't look like it would do anything if that's the pipe right there. I mean, what makes it to where that size pipe is better inside one of these size pipes? Wouldn't you want it to just be this size?
You know, I think I once told this story at a different dyno that I used. There was somebody approached me and said, could you rent that dyno for the day, and I want to bring a car and bring a whole bunch of intake tubes and lengths, and he wants to tune an intake. Long story, I spent 9 hours on the dyno. I think the car went through 2 tanks of gas on the dyno. But he started with a throttle body with a piece of straight and a filter all the way to about an 18-foot straight, and it looked like the same dyno, just real thick. And he left like you just told him that the earth was flat, which of course it is.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and cut it for real time and see what we got. Yeah, this is like some kind of formed piece that they make. That's where all the power is, George.
But I mean, how do they even stick that in there? It's not even welded.
But look at this, how it's machined.
But you can see too, there's lines all the way around it that were there. So that was just stuck on there the whole time. Like they welded that piece to that, but then this piece was just stuck to it.
Maybe it's a press. So that's just a second piece of tube that rams in there, right?
Yeah,
if you can get it past that hole.
Yeah, it's just a loose piece of tube. And look, there's flash on that thing too.
Ooh, yeah. Yikes. I'm dying to get my hand cut in here.
I know.
It's like I can't resist it. I'm looking at sharp metal, I'm like, I have to cut my hand. Guess we're going to bend that up a little bit and give it a yeet.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Give it a yeet. As my kid says, he's infatuated with that
there
word.
It is.
What the heck is that?
It's just sanded.
Why do they do that?
But this is the same, I mean, this is the end that was in there. It's the same size as this tube. So basically they just have that size tube in that size tube.
And then it gets big.
Magic.
It's just magic.
I mean, it's... You wonder if you put a cone in between those two, if it would make more power having a larger tube.
There's no magic though. You're missing the magic. You see all the pattern on that?
Yeah.
That's part of the magic.
I wouldn't do this.
You won't do that to your pipe? I bet that picks with power.
Yeah.
Next intake, we're doing that.
I mean, I would just...
Well, that's it. It's like I say, we've done so many intakes over the years, there's no gain in horsepower.
The magic is you want the air here to be as cold as possible.
Exactly. Make it as least restrictive, as cold as possible. So a 3-inch resonator by Stainless Bros, and then their 17-inch long body oval muffler. This thing is beautiful. This isn't sponsored by Stainless Bros. I'm just sharing this with you because I like it so much, and if I see something that I like, I'm going to tell you about it and recommend it. But this is beautiful, 17-inch, and I would say I think it's a 6x8 oval, so it's a good size muffler. This is a 4-inch diameter, so whenever you're building 3-inch, it tends to get loud, so as much muffler as you can fit in there, the better. More sound suppression is always good. Loud is good for the first day. By day 3, you're trying to find a sock to shove in the exhaust. See that?
That doesn't mean it's not good.
No, it just means it's got Prop 65.1 in it. Other than that, it's really good.
Now you get to drink the whole bottle.
Yeah. If not, you're eating the floor or drinking the floor. We're going to clean up. We're going to go home. It's been a long week. It's been a successful week. We got cars done. We got customers happy. We met someone from a different country today. In fact, he dropped his car off. It's right there. See it? I'll show you on the next video. That's it.